a lovely fish. It was kind of a dream fish. It was the whole point of getting the big tank was so that I could home one of them.
Yeah, there's something about the way they're moving that.
Stunning. Just it's mad. It's almost like a it's like a leopard pattern almost at the back. You know, it sort of changes from stripes into a really lovely pattern.
Yeah, yeah.
But a quality fish.
What is going on YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. Now I am filming this after I filmed these tanks, and I'm kind of glad I did do this intro now, because honestly I didn't really know what to expect when I went around Paul's house. But yeah, it's absolutely mental, you know. This is going to be the first video of it you're going to see in a sec, and the second video will be out either the Tuesday or the Friday after this. But yeah, absolutely blown away. As soon as I went into his house, there was a tank here, a massive tank, and then we went outside. I won't tell you that bit yet, but we went outside and there was something really special. But anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Yeah, stay tuned, it's absolutely epic. Right, so what size tank we got here then, mate? What's your name, by?
It's Paul.
Paul, that was it, of course it was. I'm terrible with names, mate, honestly.
No problem. Yes, it's a 2x2 cube running off of a sump. It's about 250 litres. The sump's pretty small, but it does the job for a tank of that size.
Yeah, definitely. It's a lovely size tank, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice for the living room. It's about as big as I get away with in here with the missus, to be completely honest.
Yeah, yeah. What she'll let you have it? Yeah.
But yeah, it's a bit of a mismatch at the moment. There's reed fish in there. There's 6 reed fish. It was originally a sort of an African tank, but as you'll see, I've got a bit of a thing for gars. So there's a long-nosed gar in there and a couple of angelfish, a little severum grown out. And a tyre track here as well, so it's running at a reasonable stock for the size. I mean, obviously the gar won't stay in there forever, but as you'll see with the little bend in his back, you have to give them a bit of a smaller space so they don't hurt themselves when they're so small. They're such delicate fish for something that's lived for such a long time.
Yeah, it was probably a dinosaur, isn't it?
Yeah, literally. I think they've been on the fossil record for about 120 million years. Yeah. Incredible, absolutely incredible.
Crazy, isn't it? And you've got an eel at the bottom here as well, haven't you?
Yeah, a little tyre track here. It's about 6 or 7 inches. Be a snack in the one with the other eels at the moment, but he will go in there when he gets to sort of 2 foot, which would be nice. I think it'll take a little while for them, but they do. I think they get bigger than people think, if you know what I mean. I think they're such an escape artist. Yeah. No one really keeps them for long enough to realise quite how big they can get. That's right, yeah. So I've had them many a time, found one on the carpet, unfortunately, throughout the years of keeping fish.
Yeah, I've never kept them before, Paul. I might look into it, mate. But I'm definitely
really nice.
Going to look at the gars.
They're rated fish, and they're not expensive eels at all. You pick them up small for about a tenner, and you know, don't get me wrong. If you put them in with small fish, then your small fish are going to go missing. Yeah, of course, yeah. But they're yeah, they're really pretty fish. It's like a honeycomb pattern to him, but you've got not a lot of chance of him coming out. Unfortunately, that's his home.
That's a cool tank, mate. You've got some lotus growing there as well, haven't you? I see.
Yeah, hopefully it gets big enough to put in a pot and put in the big tank one day. You know, it's a tropical lily, isn't it? So
yeah, yeah, they flower, didn't they, all the way to the top?
Yeah, it'll look nice with the open top in here as well. So.
And what's the sump setup then? Is it anything special? What have you got running?
Not particularly. It's running through alpha groups. You'll see the tank next door. I pinched a bit of the media out of there, so it's set up straight away. So it's probably about 15 kilos of alpha grog. Yeah. Matte of floss on top. Sheet of mechanical filtration straight through to I think it's got a 100-watt heater and a 4,000 litre an hour JBL pump. But as you see, it's literally running at the lowest possible capacity. Yeah, yeah. Which is quite handy for, so you know, the top quality pumps. I think the JBL stuff, I've got it on the stuff next door. Cost a few quid, but they're worth it. I think when they're running stuff like this.
No, it's good. It's all you need, mate.
Yeah, and I think, you know, particularly something like this with the plants, it's very low maintenance in comparison to keeping the bigger predators. Yeah, forever cleaning out the food plots and stuff. I know. Makes such a mess,
isn't
it? It is. Yeah. But yeah, this I'd probably. I mean, I top it up with it being open top, and the weather as it's been is evaporating for fun at the moment. Yeah. So I'd probably top it up with about 2 litres of water a day. So, but it's yeah, maybe a water change every couple of weeks, but it just doesn't need it, you know. It's crystal clear. Any of the murks just sort of stuff on the glass, I think, to be completely honest. I've had COVID for a few weeks. I'm better now, but the fish tanks kind of took a bit of a back seat for a few weeks. Yeah, yeah. No, it's a nice little tank, mate. And it's always nice to have a grower tank in it as well. Yeah, it's just, you don't realise it, do you? Because when I first got that tank next door, I got everything small. And you think, oh, you know, you can put stuff in there and it'll grow out with it. But you soon realise how different things grow. It's just, you know, particularly the silver arowana and stuff, they just grow like absolute weeds. I know. Well, I've got them Oscars the other night, these lemon Oscars. Mate, they're twice the size already. They're tiny little things, yeah. And honestly, I've had them for about 4 days and they've doubled. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what the hell? But it's a good thing because I could be able to put it in with the monsters like eventually, like soon as, you know. But I saw that Sim's got that chili red, haven't they? Did you see that? The chili red Oscar?
Yeah,
that's a serious fish.
I know.
Absolutely, if I was to get an Oscar, I think it would have to be something like that personally. But
I'm eyeing one up.
Yeah,
put it that way.
Serious fish there.
That's a cool little tank. Should we get onto the big one?
Yeah, absolutely.
Have a look, mate. So this is your lounge, isn't it? You got that in here, and then in the kitchen, you've got a.
So you have to excuse the mess. Kind of hidden away quite well. You wouldn't know it was there until you get around the corner.
No, that's it.
But yeah.
Check this thing out, man. So what size have we got then, Paul?
So this is 9 by 3 by 2. So it's just over 400 gallons.
Yeah.
With a 6 by 2 sump. Again, it's got an 18,000 litre an hour jet co on the left hand side, 2 300 watt heaters. 100 kilos of alpha grog in the second section. The first section that you're looking at there is the lava rock, I think. I'm not sure, to be completely honest, but there's 100 kilos of it, absolutely loads of it.
Yeah, it's tons of it, isn't there?
It's got, as I was saying to you before, it's got the skylight, so it gives a bit of algae on the glass. But I've washed the top bags off once since I've had it. It's been running for 9 months. Clean the sponges every month, maybe.
Yeah,
change the filter floss every week, basically.
That's it.
Mate, it's the easiest thing.
I know it is. I know.
I'm so
I've got
glad I spent the money.
The 4 foot tank I've got running, mate. I've got grog in there, yeah, and I ain't cleaned it for 2 years.
Mate, it's unbelievable.
My mate Jamie keeps the same setups as we do, and he hasn't cleaned his, I think, for like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, honestly, I think the guy when he cut, so I got a custom made from Wharf Aquatics, which is a good shop. You've been up there.
Yeah, great shop. Yeah.
They're really good. Really, I think they're really knowledgeable. It's definitely one of the better ones in the country.
Yeah.
But they built it all, and I kind of just said to them, like, what it needs to be. Tell me what. This is. I want to keep big fish, so this is what the filter needs to look like.
Yeah. Well, it's the tank itself, isn't it?
It is. Oh, mate, you know? It's quite. There's actually, you say that, there's a couple of fish in.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. Jewel cichlid, is
That's
it?
the jewel that was in the planted tank and have been digging holes. So I'm expecting someone to come and pick him up, but it's deceptive. That's about a 50 litre aquarium in there.
Yeah, I know.
So there's actually as well. From time to time, I get convict babies come through, which is really funny. I had a pair of convict cichlids in here. Just they came with a few other fish. They bred in no time. Didn't see any of the babies in the tank, but from time to time they just pop through on the end of the sump. Yeah. So I'm sure there's probably 4 or 5 of them living underneath, because you see it's obviously sort of raised 2 inches on egg crates.
Yeah, put it in there, mate.
Yeah, so I'm sure there's more in there, because I've taken about 5 or 6 fish out of the left hand side where they've sort of eventually made it through the maze. It's been quite entertaining. But
I went to another bloke in his sump. He goes, "There's an eel in there." And every now and then it comes out, and I went, "You what?" He goes, "Yeah, there's an eel in there. Look, see if you can try and find it." We couldn't find it, but he goes, at night it comes out into the next chamber, and he can't catch it. He says, every time I try and catch it, it hides itself all back in the media, and he goes, "I'm not taking the media out." But yeah, I don't know what sort of eel it was.
I had the reed fish that I've got in the tank next door there, absolute masters of escape. I had 9 of them in here. Yeah. And it's ludicrous because they got upgraded from like a 4 foot aquarium, and 3 of them committed suicide on the first night. Yeah. Absolutely mental. Jumped out the side of the tank. 3 of them went down into the sump, and they were sitting on top of the pumps, but there was literally a gap of about 2 inches on the top of the back where the plant's coming through. And 3 of them were down the side of the tank. And you see, I don't think fish shops stock them as much as they used to, because they are so notorious for jumping out. It was crazy. They've gone from like 200 litres to like 1600 and decided that was the time they wanted to jump out. What's that? Doesn't make any sense. But it's a bit, you see, it's a bit of a gar fest in there, to be honest. It is, mate. 6 of the spotted gar.
Should we go for the stock? Yeah?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, so at the moment, I mean, so the silver arowana and the vulture catfish down here are due to go. So it'll be I think it's because it is a little bit pushing it at the moment, to be completely honest. But the vulture catfish is a beautiful fish.
Yeah, he's lovely.
There's a lemur shovel nose behind him. I love the catfish, but you know, as much as I like red tails and stuff, they're going to get too big for this. So I've always wanted to sort of keep stuff that I know I can give a home to, or at least have plans to move on. Yeah. And then behind that, obviously, you've got the dapnoid and the Borneo python eel, which is a rarer one.
Yeah, that's something special, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a cool fish. You can see why they call him python eels, because he looks like a python. Like, yeah. He's a little bit stressed because we've got his pipe out at the minute, but he's beautiful fish. He only hand feeds, won't eat anything else. Eats earthworms, which is interesting. Trying to get them past the Asian arowana. Yeah. Then in the dapnoid above him, which is a beautiful dapnoid, to be honest. He's a really nice fish. He's got good personality as well. He's pretty friendly with everybody. I've had some in the past that are a nightmare.
Yeah. They're just such slow growers, aren't they?
Unbelievable.
That noise, I know. It's like a clown nose, mate, honestly. I've had mine for 3 years.
How many of them have you got? You've got a ludicrous amount.
I think I've got about 25 clown noses, yeah. They're all quite big as well.
That picture you put up is mad. It's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
They just take so long to grow though, man.
They do, yeah. And you'll see there, that eel is
He's massive, man.
He's 37 inches, measured him before we put him in. I got him from a guy who had him in a smaller tank and promised to give him a good home.
Yeah.
And he asked for me to measure him before I put him in, so yeah, he's 37 inches, absolutely massive.
Spectacular fish, isn't it?
But yeah, again, pretty good personality. He's used to being hand fed, he's got used to having to come out for food now. Yeah. Which you see he's sort of hunting about for a bit at the moment. We'll put some in there again. And then the original eel that I've had there, there's a little, that's the first time I've seen a bit of aggression from them, genuinely. Yeah. You see they've been pretty good nick, but there's no...
They're probably stressed because you took the point out.
Yeah, it's literally what it is. They've been shown off for YouTube and I've taken their own out. That's a bit naughty, really. But yeah, super high back RTG as well, which is a lovely fish. It was kind of a dream fish. It was the whole point of getting the big tank was so that I could home one of them.
Yeah, there's something about the way they're moving that.
Stunning, they're just, in the light as well, you know, so this when the light, it's funny, when the fish tank lights are off and they catch the sunlight, they almost look like a different colour again. Right, yeah. They're stunning fish. And the silver that I've had from 4 inches at Christmas, which shows just how big those fish grow.
Trust me, I know.
Yeah, they're lovely fish, but they grow so quickly, right? I think it's not right to put them with anything short of something like this pretty quickly, because they just grow so fast.
And then eventually they need an indoor pond, mate.
They have to. Yeah, I mean, as I say, that's where he's going. He was on Gareth recently, won't he? He'll be going in there, so you'll see him probably reach 3.5, 4 foot in there.
Easy. Yeah, easy.
You know, he's got a big pond that he's going into, so that'd be nice. And it's nice to because it's you get attached to your fish, don't you? Particularly when you grow them out. My missus really likes him as well. He's just, he's again hand feeds, but not so much recently because he's got to the size where they draw blood when they miss the worms, you know.
Yeah.
I'll throw some prawns in there.
Yeah, let's have a look, mate. See what happens.
I've had them for a couple of days, but they might, you know what they're like when you sort of do it in front of someone.
Yeah, and especially with the camera in their face.
Yeah.
Here goes the Asian,
yeah,
that's wicked, isn't it?
Are they out of house and home? King prawns every day. I think it's the same for you. King prawns and mussels and. You know, even this pot here is just massive ore and food sticks. Yeah. And it costs a fortune to put something of that size up. It doesn't look like much. No. I ordered one of the bigger bags, the shop bags, you know. You think, oh, quality is going to be massive. And then you're like, okay, it's just like a bag of flour.
Within a month, it's all gone again,
isn't it? Yeah, it is. I know. And then, the 2 rays, so the female's the bigger one of the 2. The male's a black diamond Austrian. He's got lovely belly spots, but you never see him come up the glass, unfortunately. And the female's the one behind. She's a 1000 Island X black diamond, I believe. Yeah, she's a lovely ray. Yeah.
They both are, mate. Look at it.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll get something out of them. You can see the barb one. She's about to drop her second barb. If you see it, she's got a barb growing through. So she's got 2 massive barbs in a minute.
I moved my small rays the other night, and 2 of them got caught in the net. Mate, I had to debarb them.
Really?
Yeah, and
how was that?
I didn't have clippers, and I held the tail up with my hand. I was absolutely.
I bet.
I was so scared, mate. And I just basically got the sharpest pair of scissors I could find, held the tail up and just clipped the barb, and then the net bit fell off. Yeah. And it was absolutely fine. It's been a week and they've been fine. And they ate the same day. Do you know what? They're quite hardy fish.
Yeah, they are. I think so. I think it's just all about... The thing is with them, they're so bloody messy.
Yeah.
Like, I've never had they're unbelievable. Like, it's always sod's law. You do a water change and then they'll both go to the toilet and it looks like you've had a dog in there. It's absolutely crazy. I think they produce something like 5 times the ammonia as in comparison to normal fish, if that makes sense.
Yeah. That's why you need such a big sunbed.
Yeah.
Look at this thing, man.
Yeah, he's mad.
Look at it. Look, mate. That's my. Yeah, and bigger than my arm, man. Look at that. Look. Yeah. That is another level, isn't it?
You saw it in a picture, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm sure it's big. And you know, I'm sure you've seen it yourself. People, you sort of go to see something, and you get told it's one size, and you get there, and it's nowhere near that big. Yeah. I've had that with somebody's guide, sort of, 20 inches, and you turn up, and it's like a 12-inch fish, but absolutely fine. But he is actually bigger than he was described at. He was described as a 30-inch fire reel, and he's actually, as I say, 37.
Yeah, he's massive.
The pipe that he sits in is 4 inches all the way around, and he kind of moves it when he gets into it. I need to get a 6-inch drainage pipe for him, really. And then the silver dollar's been in there recently just as a bit of clean up. They're beautiful fish. They're for what they are, quite a common cheap fish. They're lovely in the light, and the shoaling pattern's quite nice in the tank, to be completely honest.
Yeah, I've kept him like on and off throughout the years. I used to have
one of those fish, isn't they?
Rarer ones,
birds and stuff like that, aren't they?
And then you get an odd mate who goes, mate, I'm after some silver dollars, and I'll be like, right, you can have mine.
Exactly what's going to happen with them at some point. Yeah, absolutely.
You know, you sort of swap them around, didn't you?
And yeah, that's the guy that you've got on the screen there. He eats, but he's got a bit of a funny swim. That's the one at the back there. Sorry, yeah, he's the one that's on the camera. Apologies, he's beautiful.
Yeah, he's lovely.
That's the nicest one of all the ones I've got. He's a Florida guy like the rest of them.
Yeah, he's got different markings, isn't he? Yeah,
unreal.
I know.
He's had it since he was little, you know. He was always a better looking fish.
Yeah.
And it's not to take away from the others, but it's just something about he's got a lovely coloration to him. He's a really nice one. I suppose it's sods off. You get this many of them, one of them will turn out being nicer than the others, isn't it? A good couple with the bends in their back.
It just looks so good together.
When they pod up, it looks brilliant.
Yeah, it does,
they're a bit stressed at the minute, but when they're chilling, they get kind of the six of them just sort of sit together and sit at the back.
Yeah.
You see that one's swimming funny.
Yeah.
They're such sensitive fish, guys. So I got him like that, and he does still eat. He's grown. He's putting on weight. So I'm hoping that he sorts himself out. As I said to you before, a couple of them have had completely broken backs and appeared to be paralysed, and have come back from nothing. I mean, that one that's got the bend in it at the moment to the left was literally like a right angle, probably 4 or 5 weeks ago.
I've got to get one, man.
Yeah,
I need to get one. Yeah.
And the thing is that they're bloody expensive in comparison to what they used to be.
Yeah.
I used to pick them up from when I first had Gar 9 years ago, and I had to sell them on because they obviously got too big. I was a carried away kid.
Yeah.
But I paid 35 quid for them from Cruise Hill, and you go over there now, and they're like £140 fish.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
I think it's I presume it's to do with the import differences than what it used to be like. And there's a couple of snakeheads in there as well, which is a bit of an experiment. One of them gets picked on by the Asian, but the other one is the Emperor to the left. You can see a sort of iridescent blue on him. He's a lovely fish.
Yeah, he's nice, isn't he? They get quite big, don't they, the Emperors?
They do, yeah, they do. And I've had various types of snakeheads. I've had breeding pairs of golden cobras. I've had rainbow snakeheads. I had a giant snakehead briefly, which was again a rescue. You must get it yourself, mate. The amount of people that offer you fish
all the time, mate.
Yeah, I'll take it because it really shouldn't be in there.
Yeah, most days, and then sometimes you think, oh man, I'll help you out, but I need to try and find the home for it. Then, didn't you?
Yeah, I did it with that silver arowana. I don't know if I sent you one before. I had that silver arrow that was like fully grown. It was like 3 foot long.
Yeah, massive.
And it just made these things look like tiddlers, you know, like they literally look like snacks.
I know. Then you end up getting the bullying going on, don't you? You know.
Yeah. So I'm quite looking forward to getting that silver gone. As much as I like the fish, it'd be nice to, because you can see they've got a few scratches, which is from a fight that woke me up last night.
Yeah. What the arowanas?
Yeah. Sods all the day before they go on camera and they get in a fight.
They do, mate. Like, honestly, mate, I've got 3 in my tank now.
Like you've got someone breaking in.
Yeah. I've got a chili red, a big RTG, and a Malaysian golden. And every now and then you hear a bang, 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 bang. And you think, what the hell? I know what that was. Do you know what I mean? And one of them, they move the odd scale, like when they ram into something or something. But that's just what they do, mate. You know.
The rays is one of the noisiest fish I've ever had. She will literally set up the glass.
Yeah.
And she creates like a vacuum, almost like a suction vacuum, and just creates these massive air bubbles. And you just hear these big pops of water. It's a really bizarre sound. But she does it all the time. She's always walking out the glass.
They're quality, aren't they?
They are, mate. I love them. Yeah, she's a big fish. From top to tail, she's probably about 2 foot.
Yeah.
She's probably got about 16, 17 inch dish. She just jumped up there. But yeah, she's really nice. I've had them hand feeding. I do like to put my hand in there, but the arowanas have just made it's not practical at the moment. It was a phase where I sort of taught them to hand feed.
Yeah, you will get back to it. I hand feed my Asians, mate. I think you kind of have to, do you know, when you're doing the maintenance? And you've got to put your hand in there, you need them used to that, don't you?
I feed on one side and do maintenance from the other. Yeah. So, and they do definitely know.
Oh yeah, they know what holes to feed in.
Yeah. So I'd always feed to the right and start cleaning to the left. It needs. I mean, it was short notice. It's kind of, I would do my water change today. I've just been a bit hungover this morning. So
don't worry, mate. So am I.
Yeah, so feeling your pain. But it's it stays clean. You know, I've got the wave makers kick the water down. It's probably put an air stone in there really. I will get one of those Evolution aqua pumps. I've just
about
360.
I've just bought one myself.
Did you do it?
Yeah, and it's on the 8 foot tank. Yeah, the video's coming out probably end of next week. And you have a look at it. Honestly, it's so powerful. I've got
Gareth on it. Blew up a disc. It blew up. He had an 8
it's so powerful.
Blew it up.
I've got the Evolution Aqua 70 LPH, which is the smaller one out of all of them, but it's massive.
Yeah.
I'm running 2 massive air stones in the K1. I've got a K1 chamber. and I'm running 2 huge air stones in the tank, and honestly, they're on full whack. There's so many bubbles on
That's
it.
what I think it is.
And
they're quite quiet, aren't they?
Yeah, it's not loud at all.
That's the thing, because I love it, because I sit in here and work from home sort of 3 days a week. This is my sort of home office, so to speak. So it's not a bad backdrop to it. So that's why I need anything that I put in there needs to run quietly.
Quiet, yeah.
Otherwise, it's just not practical.
No, you don't want that.
And to be honest, mate, with the fish stuff, like you're better off paying the money so it doesn't fail. I think.
Yeah, of course.
It's really one of those hobbies where if you don't buy cheap, you buy it twice. I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
So particularly for stuff like that, you're better off getting the quality.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's ironic when we'll see what I've got out in the garden, which is a massive temporary setup. But
he's got a huge thing out in the garden we're going to have a look at in a minute. Honestly, it's crazy.
But yeah, this is the pride and joy of the 3 things that I've got is definitely the favoured one.
Yeah, it's mega, mate. It's mega. Honestly, the guards.
Love it.
Yeah, the guards are just like I love them, mate. Don't get me wrong, I love arowanas, like you know I do, but they're just I don't know. It's so cool how they're together.
For whatever reason, other than occasionally they'll take if the guy is swimming around with a prawn in their mouth, the Asian might take a prawn out of their mouth. But other than that, I've had absolutely no trouble with them. And for that, because I mean, I'm sure you experience it. They can be horrible fish. Yeah. The Asian arowanas.
Oh yeah.
They can be. It's their tank. And if you put anything in there, they can be really horrible to it. And with the guys, I've never ever had any issue. Which is brilliant. This is what you want, right? I mean, I know that if I had to downsize stock immediately, the rays, the gar, and the arowana would be fine.
Yeah.
And, I think probably in the long run, that was what this tank will. That's what this tank will become. Fish will get moved on.
And probably to keep the datnoid as well.
I think this group of the fish here might go. This guy's definitely staying. He's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like him. Like a hump on his head, It's like he's run out of space to grow, so he started growing upwards.
He's amazing, man.
Yeah.
Got some lovely colours as well. Check the red out on him.
Yeah, it's deceptive. You kind of catch him in the right light, and the pattern is mad. It's almost like it's like a leopard pattern almost at the back. It sort of changes from stripes into a really lovely pattern.
Yeah.
But a quality fish.
No, it's wicked. My missus would be so scared of that if I had something like that. She would, yeah. My missus loves the rays. She hates arowanas. She loves the rays. But if I come home and something like this, she goes. What the hell is that?
We've kind of, my missus has kind of inadvertently become a fan of the fish. She's had no choice. We've been together for a long time now, and we've always had different types of eels, as I say, particularly with the sort of tire track eels and stuff like that. So when I came home with him, it was just like, oh my god, they get that big. Yeah. Awesome.
Well, that's the thing. People buy these fish in shops thinking, it's not going to get that big. Mine won't get that big, and 2 years down the line, mate, it's especially the arowanas now. A lot of people buy these 45, 50 quid.
That's what it was, 40 quid.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But they shouldn't be, particularly the silvers. There shouldn't be much more money than that. But you can't, because the cost comes on feeding and housing them, right? I mean, I'm probably same as yourself. It's about 20 quid a week just to feed them, and that's just on the fresh food, not on any of the pellets or anything else, and the worms. So it costs a fortune.
I think the shops should start vetting people a little bit, if you know what I mean. How big's your tank? What's your plans for the future?
Yeah, I credit again with Wolf. I credit them on that, because that was something that I was questioned on when buying him. They were quite keen to understand, and actually, because I brought the tank from them, it was quite an easy one to explain.
Yeah, of course.
But it wasn't like this is a 40 quid fish here, go take it. There was a bit more of a consultation to it. Yeah. But I've seen some of the fish that get sold, particularly the peacock bass and stuff like that. People just don't realise how big they get, and they are really aggressive.
Oh
fish.
Yeah.
I've had them on and off.
I had them to Menzies, didn't I? Do you remember? And my mate's got them in his pond.
Crazy.
They are huge, mate. And honestly, he's kind of like my go-to. And there's another guy called Carl, like Fish Rescues.
Yes.
If I've got my tanks are big, don't get me wrong, but their tanks are.
They're serious. They're ponds.
Yeah, they're ponds.
That's
right.
Yeah, they're not tanks. They're ponds. Yeah,
so if I get stuck with something, and them boys take them off me, basically. So.
You need that, right? And I think it's good to have that network.
Yeah,
and I think there's one thing I do like about the hobby. I think there's a lot of people out to make money in it. Don't get me wrong, but there's also a lot of people that do care about where their fish go.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. You don't want to.
I went to go and see a guy the other day, and he was was selling the guy got the long nose from, and the guy got one of the smaller guy with the prawn in his mouth from.
Yeah.
And he was genuinely upset to let the fish go, but it was the right thing for him to do because he'd had his tank fail.
Yeah.
But of all the people, you go and give people money sometimes, and you just think, oh, you just flip that, and then sometimes you go and give money to people, and you think, oh my god, I've really taken your pet away from you. Do you know what I mean? So, but it's good to have that kind of those kind of connections in the hobby, because as you say,
Well, you do get attached to them.
Out, do you?
No, you do get attached to them. Like my arowanas are well attached to my arowanas.
I think particularly the predatory fish, they've definitely got personalities, right?
Yeah.
The gar are pretty. You can tell the individual ones. You know, like some of them are pretty aggressive. Some of them are a bit dopey, if you know what I mean. Like they'll be the last one to the food. Yeah. The snakehead as well. He's a really funny fish. He's the only one in there that gives the arowana beef. Yeah. Like the arawana's scared of him, which is quite an impressive feat, to be completely honest. Like the Asian arowana goes anywhere near him, he just goes up and kind of flare. Doesn't flare. They don't fight, but he'll go up and he'll let him know that he's there.
Yeah, they put the fins out, don't they?
Yeah, and there is the odd splash, but that's what you get with keeping predators, right? It's
of course you do.
Risk of the game.
And you could keep 4 of them, and 3 of them will get on, and one of them be a complete arsehole. Yeah. And you're like, why are you like that? Do you know what I mean? Because they've all got different personalities. That's incredible, mate. It's a lovely tank, lovely size, isn't it?
Yeah, spot on.
I love the black stand as well, like the steel stand.
Yeah, it has to be metal, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's, when I was getting it made, I had a few quotes on what was available, and a few of them sort of come back with wood, and I mean, the tank's 380 kilos. Yeah. Just about.
Oh, imagine how much water's in there as well. It's not worth thinking about.
It's scary. It's scary, you know. Like that breaks because you've got a weak stand and you're sitting there. Yeah. Game over.
Oh yeah. I say anything above 6 foot, still stand.
I just don't think. Yeah, it's quite clever as well. It's got the detachable, so it's easy to get the something in it. Obviously not when there's water in there. Yeah. But I think you could probably put a lot more on that. You know, you could probably put a car on top.
Oh, easy.
It's probably as heavy as a car, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
It took 8 of us to get it in. It was.
So was it 350?
400 gallons. Yeah.
400 gallons. So yeah.
So the whole system is probably about 2,500 litres. Yeah. If you take because I mean that's a 6x2x2, right? So it's not quite full. So 2,300 maybe.
Yeah, some 600 litres on its own. Yeah. Isn't it? Basically, and then what's the tank?
Yeah. The tank's 1,650. Yeah. Give or take, a little bit bigger than that. I think.
Oh yeah, so there's 2 tons sitting on there without that, so it's a lot of weight. Yeah, it's mega.
It's going nowhere. No, absolutely nowhere. And it'd be interesting when you sort of sell it. Like, it'd be interesting to move it. I don't know. Have you ever had to move any of your big tanks?
Not yet.
Not yet. It's not the sort of thing that custom built it, and particularly now that would cost a lot more than it did. Yeah. I'm glad that I kind of beat the inflation curve just. And I'm so glad that I did it, because it just would have been completely impractical to get something of this size. Unfortunately, you still got to pay to heat it. Yeah. But it's surprising. I've got the Inkbirds running on it. And I saved 80 quid on my electricity last month.
Really?
Yeah, I was paying far too much. And I think it was because the heaters were just, even though they've got the temperature controllers in them, don't they? They were just, the tank was running at like 31 degrees.
Yeah, it's too much.
Too hot. Why is it doing that? So I've got it running at 28 at the moment, which is kind of a happy medium. It's probably a bit warm for the gars. Yeah. But they're alright with it. They're alright. I mean, 28 is fine, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, they've got a massive cold tolerance, guys. I think it's this underrated quite how cold they can go. But, yeah.
Well, like we'll find out in a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, thanks for having me over, mate. We're going to go outside in a minute and go and look at a crazy pond. So, like and subscribe to the channel, ding the notification bell, and keep it real, everyone.